This happened again. Last video was disturbed, so interrupted, and signals were lost. So I just changed that video. Started this one. This is regarding Jammu and Kashmir issues, a complicated problem. I just continue the previous slide as number 9A, and it says that we have lost somewhere our state. It says that we have agreed people, we have annoyed people of GMK, and we are ourselves careless. People of country are even not fully informed about what's happening there. Government thinks if you don't inform them, it's in the interest of this nation, but they are forgetting that in this age you cannot hide something. It's not 1975 when Indira Gandhi did all this, which they are repeating on a higher scale. You cannot hide this. Indira Gandhi's time was different. 1975. It is 2019, and nothing can be hidden. If you hide something, fakeism starts. It's in interest of nation, and it's also in interest. So your news should be correct. It should be truth. If you hide truth, fakes will start, and that is more dangerous than truth. You cannot hide it. Just remember, government of this country and all governments in this world, you cannot hide. Better expose and then find if there are mistakes, solutions for that, corrections for that. That is intellectual activity nowadays. If you may be America or in the other country, you go and you speak something, it's no value if it is fakeism, it is false, it's fake news. This has no meaning at all, because fakeism shall not help you. It will not help you at all. It will, you can say, depress you, it will loosen you, it will give you a room that you lost somewhere. Therefore, it's in our interest, public interest, to reflect everything that is fine, or people shall assume and speak, newspapers shall assume and speak, and other countries shall assume and speak. Don't hide anything, speak truth. And speak to points, and speak expressionally, speak in a way that is impressive. Trying to say something which is irrelevant got nothing at all. We did a mistake in UNO in 74th session that we did not include this issue. We were advised wrong. We just imagined that people will not ask this. UNO might be expecting, those all countries might be expecting a stand of our country, but we ignored by slipping out, by excluding this part in PM's speech, which is a, you can say, a loss to ourselves, that we are scared, we are afraid to reflect this issue of JNK, which is very burning. In fact, the roasted one, it has burnt one, it is being fired, it's ablaze by ourselves, and we brought this state to this critical and super critical state that we are unable to handle that, and that is our weakness, not weakness of some other. We cannot park this buck of responsibility to someone else and feel comfortable. No, we don't have any right to be comfortable, because it is our mess, it is our problem. We could not understand people, we could not understand psychology of people. We just understood ourselves, what we are doing right, without conducting an analysis or anything. We did not know what we were doing. We did not advise even what should be done. Our advice are not well-trained, qualified, and attained people. They are just normal beings like our government ministers are. They don't understand anything. Country cannot be run like this. You have to understand each and everything thoroughly. It is like a scientific method that we have to understand, but we are not understanding all that. We are just doing away our heart says, the mind says. Politics cannot be played with, but we have played politics, and we have risked the life of millions of people just on our bad acts. This must have been avoided. We have to consider human rights above all rights, above national right. UN Charter is there, human rights are defined there, everything is defined there. You cannot simply run away from that. If you run away from that, from your responsibility, this responsibility, ignorance shall run away you also. Don't forget that time doesn't wait upon anybody. Time always regularly works, and if you miss time, you miss everything. Time shall not be retrieved. Time cannot come back. It's your loss, your value loss, your money loss, your time loss, your reputation loss. You cannot repair that once it is lost, and that has happened to us. It was an opportunity for our government to reflect correctly, precisely, even for 2-3 minutes what they have done, but they missed that opportunity. So it should be considered by whole world that you did this. You did this because there is a counterpart who spoke against you, expressed everything. I didn't expect that much from that Prime Minister of Pakistan, but he actually emphasized during his speech what was being done by us against the Kashmiri people, and that is really a loss to our stand. After the speech, once it's over, then we are submitting our responses, which got no, you can say, meaning about this. Then you keep silent permanently. You should not have responded to them. You should have ignored that. But you did not accept to ignore it. You did not include it in your speech. You must have included to something to express that you have imposed curfew because of these reasons. You didn't even say you're just talking terrorism, this and that. That's very common. All know there's a terrorism. All are united. People are fighting. Why you're exposing that? It's not new thing. Terrorism, nothing new. It's not today's problem. It has been there problem since decades old. People know that. People have been suffering there. There's a problem everywhere. There is terrorism there. Palestine, Israel is a terrorist nation. They call Palestine terrorism. Palestine says they are terrorists. Similarly, Yemen, they are calling Houthis terrorism. Similarly, Syria, IS is there. Others are there. There's no place which is left in world at this stage. You just see encompass whole world. You will find some problem somewhere. So this is not your problem alone. This whole world problem. So there is no weight in your speech of how world should be united. No one can be united. Everybody has interest. Everybody's own interest. You have to. Pakistan is own interest. America has own. Every country has own interest. You have to be specific on your issues. Just analyzing Prime Minister of country, our country's speech, and Pakistan Prime Minister's speech. There's a big difference in two. Pakistan's speech had more weight than our speech because our speech was void. Our speech was very below normal speech. Contents were not very dynamic, not boosting, not very dashing, normal contents which only normal people speak. But that speech of Pakistan Prime Minister was having weight in a different sense, but weight. Maybe it's against us. I agree. I'm not supporting that speech, but it's analysis. That person drew attention of all people there. He kept all heard, all hear, listen. That is called magnitude of speech. That is called power of speech. When you people listen to you, not just looking this side or that side, just as if I'm passing time. No, they heard him. They heard him for 45 minutes in place of 15 minutes. No, time is no problem. They allowed to hear. The question is, we are speaking different language. We have to see where we made mistake. Hell with these TV channels, hell with media. They are just supporting government for nothing. They are not supporters. They should not be supporters of government. Job of television channels is not to support government. Similarly, job of print media is not to support government. They are independent people. They should work as professionals. But no, they will not. They will not. But public has to think. We have no solution today of Kashmir problem. Why do we not have solution? It is more than expectation that around 57 days have been over, as you can say 2 months have been over, and there is no normalcy return to this state. And people are very resistant, you can say. People are very digestive to take all these impacts upon them. This means that is a strong community. You cannot deny the fact. You cannot deny the fact that these people are rigid. Of course they are rigid. They are resistant. They are resilient. But what about us, non-Kashmiris? We are sleeping. We are sleepers. We don't care about anything and problems. But now this has become world issue. It was, you tried to hide this. You could not hide it. You could hide it for 2 months or 50 days. It has come up because it was in UN General Assembly, where 190 countries representatives or diplomats were sitting and hearing your speech and his speech. This means this has gone to whole world. It's just see, whole world has got it now, including your country people. Because news has come in papers, news has come in television channels. So your hiding technique has lost its ground because you made a mistake. Don't expose 100%, but people should know what's happening. People didn't know. I asked many people they don't even know there was a curfew in JNK. Our people didn't know. Forget about foreigners. But now 7 billion people of this earth know about issue. People know Palestine issue before because that has been for many decades going on. The issue of Syria, the issue of Venezuela is all open. Only this issue was concealed somewhere you can say behind screen, but now it has become a public issue, world public issue. So you have lost that down too. So you did not include that. You just should have included this as just for 2 sentences or 3 sentences. This has given a safety cover to you. But you are saying it is an internal issue. If it is an internal issue, why you are responding? Don't respond, ignore it completely. You either stand this side or stand that side. If it's an internal issue, why there is a UN resolution? If this is an internal issue, why there is similar agreement? If it's an internal issue. If this is an internal issue, why there is JNK constitution separately? If it's an internal issue. This means this is not an internal issue alone. It is an internal issue exclusive of an external issue. This is an internal issue exclusive external issue like instrument accession, like JNK Kashmir issue, JNK constitution, and like similar agreement, and like you can say UN resolutions. These all make a network of internal and external issue. This is not exclusively internal issue. This is both internal, bipartite, and world issue. Kashmir is a problem of world now. It's not independent issue. It's you have made it. You have made it. You say on 5th of August that we have made it as an integrated part of our country. This means until 5th of August 2019, it was not an integral part of country. But what does Constitution of JNK say? Constitution of JNK 1956, it says that it was an integral part to some qualifications. This means it was an integral part to some qualifications, right? So why do you say it was not? Why do you say? And what happened by your order that it has become an integrated part? Because you replaced that constitution with your constitution and you lost all those provisions which were there in that constitution as well as on instrument of accession. Means you did not conduct a thorough study, you just study like students study in key, they take question papers of past 10 years and study them, practice on them and appear in examination. You did the same way. You did not study as a scholar, you did not study as you can say research worker, you did not study as a thorough person to understand each and every plus and minus on this issue, and you got it burnt. You got it burnt. Prime Minister of Pakistan is right or is not right, that is different issue. That is another issue, because that person shall think of his country and think his way how to be full public, and we are thinking our way how to be full public. Both are thinking to protect themselves. They are not thinking for people of Jammu and Kashmir, people of Kashmir in particular. It is right of people in Jammu and Kashmir, not our right and not Pakistan rights. This is a party, this people of Jammu and Kashmir are stakeholders. They have to solve the problem. Either we solve for them, they will accept in their interest if that is suitable to them, otherwise they won't accept. And we have extended such treatment, unpleasant treatment to them, inhuman treatment to them for around 2 months. Then how do you expect that they will be agreeing, they will be happy with you? How do you expect that? They are also not foolish. They have educated people with them. New generation is very well educated like our people. They have good people, degree holder, postgraduates, female and male both. They understand what is law. It's not old generation alone who cannot see books. They can understand English, they can understand Hindi, they can understand their language. So they have gone through documents. So what do you think? You can befool them? You are befooling yourself if you think they can befool them. Whatever your cost to them is a grave impact. And that impact can force them to go off this country. This is a mindset. After all, how long shall a normal person accept you under suppression and oppression? What was necessary of that curfew? Why were you so afraid? Why you could not control that situation? Why did you do something which was unplanned? Instead of just making it a big news, you should have diluted it and worked in a way that people are not much affected by that. You impacted upon whole nation. You impacted upon whole world. We have this remote special status of that state, and we have annexed that state. It is going to surprisingly, shockingly to what that you annex that, just like Israeli PM says, I will annex the Golan Heights, I will annex West Bank, I will annex this and that, as if he is world, he is God world, he is the owner of everything. How can you annex people's options? How you can annex people's moral? How can you annex people's choice? You cannot do that. You can annex only on which your honor. You cannot annex. If I say I annex America, I annex Russia, can I do that? I cannot do that. Now, on what basis you did it? It's already your part. They were your people. They were your citizens. They were, of course, they have certain status of enacting laws themselves, and there's some land issues. It doesn't mean they were not a people. They have power, passport, they everything. They were not stateless. But then why did you act like this? You did not study Constitution 1956 of JNK. You did not study instrument taxation. You did not issue similar agreement. You did not issue. You don't even study UN resolutions, or you might have studied in a superficial way that you could not interact. You could not coordinate with these technical and legal documents yourself, or you could have a construction of documents understood. That is the reason that you attacked that one. Have you done in a simple, different way, in a normal way, in a diluted way, a philosophical way, you could have reached somewhere else. But now, because of this, you can say cane arrangement, because this hammering on head is like a water hammer, like an oil hammer, you have broken their heads, and once the heads are broken, you cannot agree. They cannot agree with you what you say is right or wrong. They can be aggressive, they can be angry against you, and they can think that they are aliens to us. They state they have centuries like our brothers and sisters, family members, but immediately at once they have been broken. It's a question. Foolishness of our people and our society, big society of Bharat, supporting them happily. Okay, support them, because you too did not study this. You accepted what somebody says. I have talked to many people, and it is a bad news for me that more than 90% people in this country do not know what was done. They are just thinking we could not buy plots there and we can buy plots now. Your destination is plot only. Your destination is just to suppress these people and feel happy. Is your destination your approach? If that is your approach, that is our approach, this is very, very dangerous for city, for states, and for nation. Because you thought that bad way, you thought that adverse way for these all people, not for one person. You are such highly oriented fool, greedy, avaricious, that you don't care for others. You listen to speeches of both prime ministers and analyze. You can understand what was spoken. Our prime minister just delivered a very normal, below average speech, which cannot be called an international level speech, which cannot be called a convincing speech, which cannot be called a speech like a statesman. I'm not criticizing, but a speech does not have any such content which can be claimed as some extraordinary speech. I even heard this Sudan PM in some conference other than this UNO, UN General Assembly. This man is a prime minister of a new country, a new democratic country, like you can say, and he expresses points in a brief but very outstandingly. Our prime minister failed in that way. It's reiterating same thing as he reiterates here, as if we have open accounts, we have done this, we have done that. Who is asking you what you have done? Who is asking you? People are not interested what achievements you have made. They are expecting you something new, means what are your plans for future in relation to issues which are issues of the General Assembly, for example, ecological system, sustainability, this and that, where you didn't do anything except saying something. Whole world knows that Kashmir is an issue. Whole world knows Palestine is an issue. Whole world knows Venezuela is an issue. Whole world knows Syria is an issue. Whole world knows Yemen is an issue. You have not spoken anything about that, and you have not spoken anything about your issue, which is a Kashmir one. If you are a statesman, if you are calling yourself an international leader, you should have referred to something also to raise your status. And when your status is raised, country's status is raised. You did not say anything about Palestine. You speak about them. They have been struggling more than your people have been struggling. You are just happy with Israel. Prime Minister has lost his position. You are just happy with America. You don't speak anything about that also, because America supported you. You are just convincing for his election. Means this low profile status is not acceptable. But I don't care what television channels say and what Indian Express or Times of India say. I don't care for those people because they're all sold people. What public thinks, that is important, and public thinks only what public understands. Public is not understood. Public has not understood anything. People don't know where is Palestine. People don't know what are documents of Kashmir. People don't know what's happening in Yemen. People don't know anything. People only feel happy what our people say, or leaders they feel happy. What number of times says, what these are jokes, they are happy. They are taking this issue as joke. They are taking, I ask on Facebook, many people who are bhakts, tell me what about good this issue. Oh, very good, 100% good. Modi has done right. He has put curfew. He has put people in curfew. This is right. If this is right, and what's wrong? If this is right, you impose people on a curfew. You don't give them life. You don't give them liberty to move. You don't allow them respire. You don't allow them live properly. You don't allow their students to study. You don't allow telephone communication. You don't allow anything to them. You just suppress and oppress them. Then is it right? If you think it's right, then there is I cannot answer that, because you are not using your mind. You are not using your mind. Either your mind is a rotten one or your mind is full of filth. You cannot answer anything because you have no mind to think, and you follow what somebody says to you, or you accept that as word of God. If you think your person is God and you accept his comments as words of God, that is your luck, your fortune, your status. I don't care about that. But I'm not of that status. I have to analyze everything. I have to understand. There's no meaning of your education if you cannot understand this type of news. You cannot analyze for a country. It doesn't matter this issue is in your profession or not, but this is your country and you have to think about your country. If you think about this country, you will think for all. If you cannot think about your country, you cannot think for anything. There's some voice coming from outside. Well, what I say, our approach was wrong, completely wrong. And still it is wrong. You cannot hide people for 55 days or more. You have no right at all. Prime Minister is wrong, government is wrong. You should have treated it differently. And Pakistan has projected in a very different way. Pakistan president studied it a lot. I'm not appreciating that, but the style I'm appreciating, his projection I'm appreciating, but this look like that. He studied these subjects, so he is a Pakistani prime minister. I have not to support him. I'm not supporting him, but I'm supporting his attitude, his projection of understanding that he has a capacity to reflect the whole world. Though it may be right or it may be wrong, it may be against us. But he has shown to people how his speech is done, how his speech is without writing paper, without anything, just he had new points. And not only this, he reflected his economic issue. He reflected a Muslim issue, though I am not concerned with that. He reflected Islam issue. He reflected some other issues which had nothing to do with us. But he had a program to speak. And that is called diplomacy. That is called a statesmanship. He brought Kashmir successfully to UNGA. And now whole world knows. Maybe his failure at end. I don't know. But he brought this issue to people of the world, and our head failed in that direction. He should have spoken something about this and justified that this right action against terrorism, but he could not even bring that to there. He just kept it internal, and if it's internal, then he has no right to speak about that. Then he has no right to even revoke what statement other person has given. Why you want to take defensive measure now? Why we defend? You did not offend, then why you defend? You should have offended it first. You didn't even offend that. You are trying to defend that. What is wrong is wrong. You have damaged reputation of this country, that our prime minister can speak with Trump something annoyingly or something jokingly. He cannot speak here something in an official way with whole people, 190 countries are sitting there, and you are running away from some issue which is fact one. Who doesn't know about Kashmir, what's happening there? Everybody knows, except India people, except 140 crore people of India, Bharat, who are ignorant of this. But others people are not ignorant. All these are going everywhere, from Canada to all countries of China, Thailand, Philippines, and all islands. This news is known. Only in our country is not known because of There's no transmission. There is no news transmission. So whose fault is this? How long can you hide this? You cannot hide this. Once fire is seen, you cannot say there is no fire, because fire will not ask you anything. It will work. It will not stop its work until you extinguish that. So we have done something, you can say, untenable, and we should have taken care of this. Whatever government says, it's up to government. Whatever people say, it's up to people. What the TV says of TV, but analysis has to say something else. You analyze yourself and think on them. Don't accept what I'm saying. You see, first all, documents of Kashmir relation. First study documents, because that is very important. If you don't study documents, you cannot win anything. If you go to court without evidences, without documents, you cannot find anything. You will not understand anything at all. You cannot understand. You just see mouth of this lawyer, or mouth of that lawyer, or mouth of judge. You will not get anything until you have brief of documents with you and you understand what happened. This is problem of our people. They do not concentrate on these issues. They just depend on what these foolish politicians speak. I call all politicians foolish. Politicians, not leaders. I am calling politicians who do not think. Do not think at all. Politicians means those politicians who are real politicians, who are not thinking for this nation. I am not talking for those politicians who think for this nation. They are not politicians. They are delivering services to society. But those politicians who are just behind seat, they are politicians. I cannot call Manmohan Singh as politician. No, he's not politician. Not at all. He is not behind seat. He thinks of national economy. But others are politicians. Rahul Gandhi is a politician because he just was behind seat, but he ran away later on. He should not run away. Modi is thinking of only his seat, nothing else. RSS is thinking only how to sit on this seats, nothing else. Nobody is sacrificing. A person who can sacrifice is a real service person for people. Service does not need any position if you want to serve society. We have to think of society. We have to think of people. If Kashmiris are facing a problem, we should have supported them. But we did not support them. We support a person who's offending them. That is the only problem. If we think that they are our family members, we should have spoken for them. But we are not even thinking of them. We are just thinking of their land. We are not thinking for those people. And that is a drawback here. This is a way that leads them to be isolated from us, morally, intellectually, and physically. You think if somebody suppresses you like this, will you be happy with that person? It's same thing applies to them also. Really, it's very, very sad state that we have brought our country to this state, a state of Jammu and Kashmir. Those millions of people stayed with us like our brothers and sisters and family members like other states, and we have extended this treatment to them. For what? For what? And we expect them to be ours now. If we expect that, then we have nothing here. It's blank. सोचना होगा, जरूर सोचना होगा. नहीं सोचेंगे तो जाएगा. हमारा जो भी था वो हमसे जाएगा, क्योंकि हमने गलत किया तो गलत कार्य माने. क्यों किया गलत सोचें. क्या करना चाहिए था, क्यों नहीं किया सोचें. क्या एक दो आदमी इस देश को चलाने वाले हैं? हम पागल हैं क्या सब? एक दो मालिक बन के बैठ गए इस देश के? किस हथियार से मालिक बन के बैठ गए भाई? आपने एक ऐसे हाथ ला के खड़ा कर दिया. देश के आज हालात वो हैं, वो लोग तो हमारे रहे ही नहीं होंगे अंदर से. कश्मीर वाले आज हमारे किसी भी कीमत पे नहीं हो सकते, क्योंकि हमने उनको ऐसा ट्रीटमेंट दिया है, ऐसा उनका स्वागत किया है कि ऐसे में कोई भी इज्जतदार आदमी आपके साथ नहीं होगा. और ऊपर से एक ऐसा देश जो आपका कभी था ही नहीं, आपका साथ कभी रहा ही नहीं, वो अब दूसरी सोच रहा है. वो आपके साथ अगर आपने कुछ नहीं किया तो तो लाई की सोच रहा है. सिंपल सी बात है. और लाई की सोच रहा, सोचेगा. वो दुश्मन है हमारा, दोस्तों था नहीं कभी. दोस्तों तो ये बातें नहीं होती. तो आपने आज देश को उस मोड़ पे लाके खड़ा कर दिया है जहां शांति नहीं मिलने वाली, जहां बिल्कुल नहीं मिलने वाली. आप जितना किसी को दबाओगे, आप और दबाइए उनको, वो और उखड़ेंगे, और दबाइए और उखड़ेंगे. एक कहते हैं रिबाउंड पोजीशन इंजरी में कहा जाता है. सॉइल को जितना कूटोगे, जितना कंपैक्शन करोगे, एक ऐसी स्टेज आ जाती है उसकी मिट्टी की कि वहां के बाद वो आगे कंपैक्ट नहीं होती है. उस टाइम उस स्टेज पे जब तक कि उसकी मॉइस्चर खत्म ना हो जाए, कुछ और ना हो जाए, उसके बाद वो कंपैक्ट दबाव नहीं लेती है. उसके बाद वापस आती रहती है, और जितना मर्जी उसको कूटिए वापस आएगी. उसको कहते हैं रिबाउंड स्टेट, कि आगे ये काम नहीं कर रही है, दब नहीं रही है. आज वही हालत कश्मीर की है कि वो रिबाउंड स्टेट में आ गया है. आपने दबाया दबाया, 1 दिन 2 दिन 10 दिन 15 दिन, आज वो इतने दब चुके हैं कि वो दब ही नहीं रहे। जितना मर्जी दबा लो वो दब, या तो मर जाएंगे या आपको मार जाएंगे, मरेंगे या मारेंगे, होता है ना गाना। तो आज ने आपको, आपने उनको इस स्थिति में ला दिया है, अपने आप को भी उनको भी, कि आपकी जो मशीन दबा रही है उसका असर उन पर नहीं होने वाला। कहते मैं तो मरा ही पड़ा हूं, क्या कर लोगे, मार लो मुझे, या तो मरूंगा या मारूंगा, दोनों में से एक बात करूंगा। तो वो मरेगा या मारेगा भी तो वक्त बताएगा, क्या करेगा। लेकिन हमने ऐसी स्थिति अपने आप को आगे खड़ा कर दिया है। आज जो कंट्री छुप के हेराफेरी करती थी हमारे खिलाफ, टेररिस्ट भेजती थी, जो भी वो करते थे पाकिस्तान वाले, वो भी अब खुल्लम खुल्ला हो गए। आप क्या कर लेंगे उनका, बताइए क्या करेंगे आप, आपको है क्या सोल्यूशन, क्या करेंगे आप उनका। मान लो आप वो कुछ भी हेल्प करते हैं, उनको कैसे रोकेंगे आप। पहले तो आप कहते रहते थे, वो भी छुप छुप के करता था, चलो अब तो कहेंगे मैं करूँगा, जो करना कर ले जा, देख लो वो दुनिया भी क्या करेगी, क्या कर लेगी दुनिया, बताइए आप। सबके अपने इंटरेस्ट हैं। यूएन में कोई बहुत बड़ी चीज तोप नहीं है, लेकिन यह भी वर्ल्ड बॉडी है। अमेरिका अपना सोच रहा है, रशिया अपना सोच रहा है, चाइना अपना सोच रहा है, सबके अपने अपनी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं। आपके अंदर कौन आने वाला है, तो आप दोनों लड़ो मरो, यही कहेंगे उनको। आप लड़ो वो लड़े, सामान अमेरिका का बिकेगा सर, रशिया का बिकेगा सर, सामान फ्रांस का बिकेगा सर, पैसा वो कमाएंगे, लड़ेंगे आप, अरबों खरबों डॉलर वो कमा लेंगे आपसे, आप लड़ते रहिए। इराक में यही हुआ था ना, 28 कंट्री ने पीटा था इराक को, तो पैसे किसने कमाए, अमेरिका ने कमाए। उन्होंने कमाए जो लड़ रहे अपने सामान भेजे थे, कुवैत का खर्चा हो गया, सऊदी का खर्चा हो गया, सबके खर्चे हो गए। मरा कौन, इराक। मरा कौन, गद्दाफी का लिबिया। वो तो मजे ले रहे हैं, उनका क्या जा रहा है, उनका तो काम धंधा है ये। तो आपके साथ भी वही है, आप खर्चे हो, आप राफाल लो या ना लो, जो मर्जी करो, वो भी लेगा। आग लगाओ, पैसा लगाओ, अमेरिका पैसा कमा रहा है, रशिया पैसा कमा रहा है, और आपका फ्रांस पैसा कमा रहा है, मजे ले रहे हैं वो आपके पैसे भी। खून पसीने की कमाई आपकी, सामान उनका बिक रहा है, उनका तो धंधा ही है। तो आपने वो हालत लाके कर दी है, फिर आप कहते हैं अमेरिका हमारा दोस्त है। अरे वो तो चाहता है आप लड़े, दोस्त काहे का है। कोई नहीं चाहता आपसे कि आप शांति से बैठे। वो चाहते हैं, दोनों मूर्ख हैं, पाकिस्तान भारत दोनों मूर्ख कंट्री हैं, उनको लड़वाते रहो। आज से क्या, बहुत पहले से लड़ेंगे, इंदिरा गांधी के टाइम पे लड़े, लाल बहादुर शास्त्री के टाइम पे, जवाहरलाल के टाइम से लड़ाई तो खूब हुई है। लड़ते रहो, मरते रहो, हमें क्या लेना देना है। जहां उनके जूते पड़ते हैं वहां से भाग जाते हैं वो, याद रख लेना। उनके बस का लड़ना नहीं है, लड़वाना है। अब लड़ते रहिए, आप कश्मीर को कुछ भी करते रहिए, कश्मीरियों की मत सुनिए, मर जाएंगे तो मारे, दो भी करेंगे, जो करेंगे भुगतना पड़ेगा आपको, पब्लिक वर्ते को। अब मैं क्या कह सकता हूँ उससे, गलती आप नहीं करते भुगतना पड़ेगा, सोच समझ के काम नहीं करोगे तो यही होगा। यहाँ सीट चाहिए बस, हमको दिखाना है हमसे बढ़िया प्राइम मिनिस्टर कोई नहीं, हमसे बढ़िया मिनिस्टर कोई नहीं, हम ही सब कुछ है। अरे किसके लिए दिखा रहे हो यार, पब्लिक तो मर रही है, पब्लिक के तो पैसा नहीं खाने को, नौजवान नहीं आ रखते हैं, लड़ेंगे हम, ये करेंगे वो करेंगे, हम ये करेंगे वो कर देंगे। दम आपने है नहीं, कुछ बात नहीं कर सकते आप दुनिया में जाके, अपने लोगों से आप बात नहीं कर सकते। आप गाने गा सकते हो कि अब की बार ट्रम्प की सरकार, हमारे देश में कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है। झूठ क्यों बोलते हो यार, सबको पता है क्या प्रॉब्लम है। ये क्या प्रॉब्लम नहीं है कश्मीर की, क्या है ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं है तो प्रॉब्लम किसे कहते हैं, किसे आप प्रॉब्लम कहते हैं बताइए मुझे। सब शांत है, कश्मीर स्वर्ग है जैसे पहले था, सब आराम से चल रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है वहां पे। ऐसा झूठ कौन समझेगा आपका, मतलब आपको लोग पागल ही कहेंगे, शायद कुछ कहेंगे आपके सामने मुनाफा है, पीछे तो यही कहेंगे। तो आपने आज भारत की जो एक अच्छी भली इमेज थी ना, खराब कर दी है कि झूठ बोलने वाली कंट्री है, झूठ बोलती है, सही समाचार नहीं देती है, वही हो रहा है। अरे आप जो इनको दबा रहे हो, आप क्या समझते हैं साइंटिस्ट बनेंगे आप, जिनको आपने तंग कर दिया इतने दिन, खाना नहीं, कम्युनिकेशन नहीं, माँ बाप से बेटा मिल नहीं सकता, कुछ नहीं मिल सकता, आप इनको वैज्ञानिक बनाएंगे, सोचते बनेंगे ये। अरे खुंदक आ जाती है मन में, हमारी रिश्तेदारी में झगड़े होते हैं ना, ऐसा खुंदक आते हैं, एक भोने देश को मैं ठीक करूंगा, वो कभी खत्म नहीं होती। दो भाई भाई का तो झगड़ा हो जाता है, दो भाई बहन में झगड़ा हो जाता है, वो कभी खत्म नहीं होता, चलता रहता है, चलता रहता है, सदियों तक चलता रहता है। तो आपने तो वो हालत कर दी है, लगा दिया है, वो आपके होंगे नहीं कभी, चाहे जितना मर्जी आप जबरदस्ती भी रहेंगे ना, आपके कभी नहीं होंगे, याद रख लेना। आपके दुश्मन ही रहेंगे और बड़े बड़े दुश्मन होंगे वो, फिर आप क्या करेंगे, फिर आप कहेंगे जो आतंकवादी है ये। अरे हम ही बता रहे हैं, अमेरिका ने सबको आतंकवादी बनाया, सद्दाम हुसैन को अमेरिका ने ऊपर चढ़ाया, फिर आतंकवादी उसके आदमी बन गए, गद्दाफी को ऊपर चढ़ाया। ये सारे बदमाश हैं, खुद ही करते हैं सब कुछ, बाद में कहते हैं ये सबसे बड़ा आतंकवादी तो अमेरिका ही है, जो सामान बेचने में सब कुछ करता है, सीधे साधे लोगों को गुमराह करता है, और आप उसके दोस्त हैं। बनिए, खैर बंद करते हैं, अब ज्यादा बोलने का तो फायदा नहीं है, क्योंकि ये तो रोज नई नई न्यूज आएगी, आती रहेगी और चलता रहेगा जब तक सॉल्व नहीं हो। और सॉल्व मुझे लगता नहीं सॉल्व होने वाला है कुछ, सॉल्व तो इसका एक ही है कि झगड़ा होगा, बस होना होने दो, मरो पिटो, क्योंकि वो भी चुप बैठने वाले नहीं, हम भी चुप बैठने वाले नहीं है। हम छुपा रहे हैं, वो दिखा रहे हैं, फर्क इतना है, और सब देख रहे हैं क्या हो रहा है। अगर ये आराम से होता, ढंग से होता, तो ऐसी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती। लेकिन उसके लिए समझदार गवर्नमेंट चाहिए, दिमाग वाली गवर्नमेंट चाहिए, पेशेंस वाली गवर्नमेंट चाहिए। पेशेंस, मैं तो उस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को पढ़ के हैरान हूँ JNK, इसमें लिखा है कि हमारा पार्ट है ये, हमारा हिस्सा है ये, हमारा इंटीग्रेटेड पार्ट है वो जानते नहीं आप लोग। कमाल की बात है। अब MP नहीं जानते, प्राइम मिनिस्टर नहीं जानता कि उसमें ऐसा भी लिखा है, उठा के फेंक दिया उस कानून को। उस कानून को उठा के फेंक दिया। हमारा क्वेश्चन लागू होता है। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कहाँ लिखा है कि जम्मू एंड कश्मीर आपका हिस्सा है? लिखा है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में? नहीं लिखा है। उसमें लिखा है, वो फेंक दिया उठा के। तो क्या करोगे इस सरकार का? ऐसी अनपढ़ गंवार सरकार जो समझती ही नहीं डॉक्यूमेंट क्या होता है, और इनके पिल्ले IAS जो कुछ नहीं जानते, हाँ हाँ करते रहते हैं। खैर छोड़िए इन बातों को, अब बंद करते हैं। जब और न्यूज आएगी सोचेंगे क्या बात करनी है। धन्यवाद आपका। जय भारत।